Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you, and let's get right on into it. All right, let's pull up the screen here. Ah, yes, Ilus. We're going to do a little Ilus update, and we're going to ask the question, why is Ilus dropping? And let's get into what's going on. All right, let's start with the obvious problems. The OTC is getting killed, and it has been for quite a while. Ilus has been holding up until recently, and now it's starting to get hit pretty hard. And unfortunately, we got a lot of things working against it. Seems like everything that's speculative and high risk has really been hit in the chops. And we've also got Ukraine and inflation. And with Ukraine, it's not looking too good. It looks like there's probably going to be a problem there and probably going to be an invasion. Time will tell. But I've watched Putin for years, and he's probably going to do what he's going to do. And if you don't think so, here's some pictures of Putin. Okay, does that guy right there look like he's going to do what he wants to do? You put out photos like that, you got some ego issues, and I don't think there's anything that's going to make him back down. But that's just my opinion. We'll see what happens, but it's probably going. If it's going to happen, it'll probably happen next week or so. We'll see. But that's got the market on edge, and it's got it big time on edge. Especially, it's going to affect oil and some other things, and we don't need any more high prices. And looks like we'll probably see some. Then you've got inflation. And inflation's got everybody worried. It's really got the market concerned. It's at 7.5%. It's way higher than that. It's not 7.5%, by the way. I think it's in the neighborhood of about 12. And I noticed they said rent was only up 4%. Give me a break. Things like that. I mean, it's way up. So that's going to mean higher interest rates. The only positive that we've got going for us, and it's a pretty darn big one, is this rona is getting quite a bit better. And let's look at that. As you can see from this chart, it's come way down. I mean, it's down to a 7-day case average of 176 and new case 63,000. So that's way down from where it was up close to 1 million. So we may be seeing the end of this version, and hopefully we won't have to go back to any more of this being shut down, see anything close to that, and we can get back to some sort of normal. And the thing about inflation that really upsets the OTC market is it's all on future growth. Everything about the OTC is about what it's going to do in the future. And unfortunately, if you have high inflation, the future earnings of those companies and future profits are going to be worth less. So it devalues them. It also makes the market very uncomfortable because of uncertainty, and then you get fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and all that. And the way inflation works, it's kind of like fire to a scarecrow.
How about a little fire, scarecrow?
Yep, it's kind of like that. So we've got some things working against us that are pretty significant. We do have one significant positive, which is a really big positive, but this is going to be probably a tough week. And it may be an opportunity. So let's take a look at what's going on with Ilus in the news and the stuff they put out. I believe Nick put out a letter, and also we've got a news article or a press release. All right, so this is a letter from Nick Link, the CEO, and he wants to talk about dilution here. He says, we're not aware of any dilution of our stock. He said there is a slight possibility that GPL Ventures, and that's a company that they had trouble with some toxic debt, which they've been trying to clean up. But he said regarding GPL, however, we can assure shareholders that they are under SEC oversight for anything that they do to exit their OTC positions. In simple terms, they are not able to dump or dilute stock as much as many are speculating. And here it talks about that again. It said, like to confirm that we've secured in the region of $10 million in additional financing with 2 reputable funds, the funding which has already commenced. Are pleased to say that this financing will eliminate GPL as a note holder from the company, and funds will be deployed for further expansion of the company. So that's pretty good. It says as far as share structure, any shares that have been issued are all restricted shares. He's got all in capital letters there. Restricted shares for acquisitions, as we have explained previously. They are using restricted shares for acquisitions, obviously. It says all or certainly most companies go public to use their shares as currency to raise capital or to acquire business or assets. To confirm again, we have not issued any free trading shares for capital or the acquisition of businesses. Any shares that have been issued for deals or to funders have been restricted shares, which are mostly restricted for 2 years. In this regard, we once again would like to reassure you there is no dilution going on. So that's important. And then in the news, they talked about their guidance or what they think they're going to do next year, or this year actually, 2022. It says Ilus is now entering its scale-up phase and expecting 300% growth in 2022. Key to the company's high valuation potential is its ability to generate high-margin sales through its ownership of the entire production and sales lifecycle, combined with its ownership of not one but several high-growth public safety solutions. It says Ilus generated $11 million in 2021. And of course, we know they've acquired 6 companies so far, and they're working on completing another 4 companies, so they'll be up to 10. It says Ilus expects to increase its 2022 revenue on a quarterly basis to a run rate of 40 to 55 million. So that would be, again, just great growth. And let's remember their statements and assertions that things they've been working on. We know about the European deal. They're still working on that. We understand that they have approved it, but we have not gotten a press release on that. And Nick basically said that has to go through some government checks and balances, but he was very positive about that was being done. Share reduction, they did say they were going to try to get well under 1 billion shares. They're currently at 1.22, so that would obviously be something that's important. The 10 possible acquisitions, we know they've made 6. They're looking for 4 more, and they're working on several others, one of which is a 9-figure acquisition in the United States. The other one is, again, a 9-figure acquisition. They're working on the one in Europe. The uplist to the NASDAQ, and I believe that's going to be done through spinoffs, and that was according to J.P. Backwell with no reverse split. The preferred and restricted shares, we just discussed that, said if needed, and they are obviously needing them and using them, is to be used in acquisitions, and we know those are restricted for 2 years based on what Nick Blink just told us. We know about their water mist technology, which is patented, and they're using that in numerous products, and that thing is outstanding. And we've covered that a lot, and I see that as a big profit center for them over time. And then we know about their discussions with Tesla pertaining to the mist technology, and I could see that becoming something significant over time. All right, so now let's take a look at the chart. As you can see, it had the big run up all the way from 5 cents up to almost 50 cents. And now we've had the big pullback, and nothing fundamentally bad has happened with this company. It's just a lot of the OTC stocks have really been hit, and some people are getting impatient with the assertions that Ilus has made, and maybe they're not doing it as quickly as they'd like to see. But we broke through that support right there at 18 cents, and we've pulled down to where there's very little support at where it's sitting right now, just a little tiny bit. I guess we could actually show some right here. And that would be these 2 points right here over to this one. And that's pretty much right on it. And that's at 15 cents. So there is a little bit of support right there, not a ton. And after that, we're at 12 cents. To me, if this thing does pull down to this 11, 12 cent area, I will be adding. That's my opinion. And what I'm going to do, it's your money. You do what you want to do. Understand this is a speculative stock, and it comes with its own share of risk. But those are my plans because I didn't get enough at 5 cents anyway, and I wouldn't care to dollar cost average up and pick some up. I did pick some up here. It wasn't a lot. I'll pick some up here. Probably not. If it does pull down here, I won't do a whole lot because, again, this is a penny stock, but I will buy some more and increase my shares, and I'm fine with that. I didn't get enough down here anyway, so that'll suit me fine. And I'm going into this with the understanding that, we're in a tough environment right now. And what I do, I use the 10% rule, and I've told you folks that. I only put 10% of my portfolio into these type of stocks, OTC stocks, and I do that because I like it. I like the speculative nature of it. I like the high risk, high reward, and I take that into full consideration, high risk, high reward. Never forget the high risk part because that's there too. And like I said, I don't exceed 10%, so I don't lose a lot of sleep over these stocks even when they pull way back because, again, it's a portion. But I do enjoy it, and I have made some money with it, and sometimes I lose. And, you can lose a bunch of it. So just take that into consideration, high risk. And, again, it's your money. You do as you please with it. You earned it. I didn't. But that's what I do with mine. I take out a portion, and I do the same thing with cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency type stocks. If it's related to crypto, I include that. I do 10% in OTC. I do 10% in crypto. And then 80% I go into big money stocks that are either making a big profit or have huge revenues and one day will. And it might surprise you to know my biggest stock holding is Walmart, of all things. So I kind of consider it a savings account. You know, I think this week could get pretty tough. You know, we'll just have to kind of watch and see. These are very, very choppy waters. And like I say, a lot of our little small stocks have been treated about like this guitar. I give. Yeah, it's been pretty much like that. And let's take a look at the short volume real quick. As you can see, we've gone, went from, look, we were down in the teens. Now we're up to 43% of short volume. So there's a bunch of shorts out there, and you'll probably see it online, whether it's Twitter or Stock Twits or whatever, and they're going to be out in full force trying to push this stock down. So understand you're probably going to hear a lot of FUD, and understand that the people that are doing that, a lot of them are trying to make money by pushing the stock down. So take that into consideration. All right, folks, and that's an Ilus update. Just wanted to kind of talk about why it's been going down. And hopefully it'll turn here pretty soon. It sounds like the news was pretty solid, and they've got some great future plans. But, you know, time will tell. But if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover Ilus. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give the channel a chance. I'd certainly appreciate it. And I hope you did like the content. And we'll see you next time on Mr. Frugal Investor.